Hello, sports fans around the world, and welcome back to the NRL SuperCoach BDE podcast. We are the best draft experts here to dive into the round 21 action of the NRL season. A lot to talk about this week. I'm battling through with a bit of a lurgy, so probably sound a bit raspier for anyone who listens to certain types of podcasts. So probably enjoy that. Beside that, welcome to Simo. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. You're a braver man than I. Obviously, I was away last week. Bit crook myself, so yeah, mate. Good on you for being here to keep the potty going. So yeah, we'll try and do well by you. Hopefully, take some time away from that voice of yours, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Maybe someone will listen to it more when I'm sounding like this. Who knows? Let us know in the
sexy,
comments.
what can I say?
Thank you, baby. It's the odd man. How are you,
Yes,
sir?
mate, doing well. Happy to be here. I'm looking forward to this one. It's a pretty crazy week in the old SuperCoach. A few people out and injuries and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to talking through this one with you boys.
Love the energy, mate. And shout out to any LSU Odell Beckham fans out there. Look what the man's rocking. Like, has he looked hotter? I think not.
It's still the best catch of all time.
Yeah. It's up there. It's up there. We were talking about, Simo and I have had the chat about sporting moments that are just like as crazy, athletic and skillful as they've been. And it's in the final. It's
up there. I tell you what, though, the David Mead one-handed pickup, that try still blows my mind. That it's super underrated. Like, every time I watch it, I'm like, how the hell did a guy like full-on sprint and catch that ball? Like,
I agree.
Obviously, Mark's try was insane this year too, but
Noni Tuazo's tries up there. Nathan Friend with a special mention as well for the catch and toss back as he's barreling over. That's still, to me, I think that is nuts.
Yeah, good times.
Beautiful. Good mentions indeed.
I mean, the Odell Beckham catch, just to go back to that, the first time you saw that, when you saw it live, just goosebumps sort of stuff, just insane.
Because he practices it as well. That's what's so cool about it. It's not like he just suddenly went, let's give this a crack. He does it pre-game. This is incredible. So, all right. That's an NFL fan-based stuff. For anyone who might be keen in an off-season for paying attention to some NFL fantasy, let us know in the comments, considering running just a bit of yarn around NFL fantasy, because I know we do enjoy it as well. So let us know. All right. Going to get into it. Welcome to our live listeners. Patience with me tonight, not batting for 100 in terms of the energy, so I'll see how we go. So Roosters Storm ends up being a massive game one, and the big notable absentee, is little Papi. Lingering calf issue. Obviously was underreported and he was not happy with it. If you heard him talk about SuperCoach on the podcast he does with the boys this week, he mentioned that I wish they just reported accurately that, no, I'm a little bit worse than just a little niggle. I've actually got a strain and I'm probably going to miss a few weeks. So back to what we all three of us say is, can it not be like NFL reporting and be honest about injuries? That would be nice. Really tough if you're a little Papi owner. A sideways move if you desperately need a win for another fullback. We've talked about this the last couple of weeks. You're probably getting pretty desperate now with that little Papi, so I can get it. Tyron Wishart. Simo, with Munster out just the 1 week, mate, can you fire him up here in this matchup?
Look, he's one of those ones, Wishart, like, you sort of have to fire him up whenever he gets a run, and probably last year was more indicative of sort of the Tyron Wishart that we sort of want from a SuperCoach point of view. Anyway, he's let us down a little bit this year, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, he's had a couple of games now without Munster and a couple without Hughes and stuff like that. He just hasn't quite hit the heights that we saw him hit last year, and maybe we've set the bar a bit too high because he was so good last year in those games that he did play. Like, he was scoring pretty much either scoring one or setting up a try almost every game this time a year ago. So maybe we are setting the bar a bit high, but that being said,
he's back.
You really can't hold that against him. You got me?
We might.
Yep, good player, good team. And so whenever he gets a shot, you got to fire him up.
Yep, fair enough, mate. I'm about it for a 1 week special, especially if you are someone that has been relying on money. Shout out to the Munster family as well, with obviously the funeral for their his father is coming up. So fair play. Just a quick one, Todd. Jackie Houth, is there anything there to see as a 4 CT dub rest of season, mate?
Man, not in this one, and I don't think rest of the season. Hey, it doesn't get me excited. I've watched him closely over the last few weeks. It just doesn't get me excited.
Yep, I'm fine with that, mate. Now, over to the Roosters. I'm going to stay with you here, Todd, because very interesting early return for Siwa Wong. He comes into the lock position with Victor going down with, I believe, a shoulder injury. He's going to be a starter, whether on the edge or the 13. Prospects in the 13, and talk to me about his minutes, please, mate.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch this one this week. How long is Victor out for? Is there a return date for Victor?
Feel like I heard 2 to 3.
Yeah. So the value at 13, like Siwa Wong's going to get through plenty of work. Probably get spelled by Blake Steve. He won't be able to go anywhere close to 60, unfortunately, coming back. So really interesting one. I think it definitely needs to be owned. And I'll be spending, if I was in a needy situation, especially this time of year, I'll be spending quite a high weighted claim because we know that Siwa Wong can really put the effort in and come up with some really big SuperCoach scores. So I think there's plenty of work to be had. Rest of season, like if Victor's 2 away, you sort of looking at that as finals, it's going to be interesting because Celestia Feketi's being super good on the edge there. So rest of season outlook for Siwa Wong, I don't know. I think he might potentially go back to the 80-minute role on the edge and Feketi going through the middle. There's also a chance that they keep Feketi there and look to maybe ice Victor or just really look after Siwa Wong coming back. So really interesting one, but I would be spending a high-ish claim if I needed a win at a 2RF this week.
If I needed a win, yes. And I also think that if you got a move for the finals, you've already even got your 3 2RFs. We've seen the attrition rate, the injuries just be massive. Yeah. He's a good get for when he'll probably move. I think he moves back to the edge quite comfortably. I think he started to really come on before he did that. Feketi's obviously an up-and-comer as well, but I think the odds are he goes back there. I'm with you, Todd. We agree on the same thing, though, mate. You're spending up to grab him. Simo, I just wanted to ask you, mate, about a couple of players here. And it is Feketi, I think we don't have to discuss because he will be owned in plenty of places. I want you to talk to me about Savala and Sandon Smith, Simo, because Savala on the extended, I feel like probably doesn't come back this week. If Sandon has a blinder here and they beat Melbourne, he doesn't get dropped, right?
Oh, look, I wouldn't say it's that cut and dry, to be perfectly honest with you, because what we've seen with the Roosters is that Sandon's clearly on the way out. And we've said this a few times on the potty. Yeah. The fact that they wanted to pick Chad Townsend and run him out there last week over a fit Sandon Smith was just about, like, Trent Robinson should almost be fired for that decision. Like, he was
terrible. It was terrible.
Like, probably one of the worst games I've seen a first grade player have in like, literally since Declan Casey's NRL debut, where he knocked on 3 times and then got knocked out. And off he went. Like, it was that bad. Like, everything he did, missed tackles, passed over the sideline. Like, there was one play where Sammy Walker ran it on the last, stepped and then come back inside, literally finds anybody with a pulse, but no, he finds Chad Townsend, just puts up just a simple bomb and just gets taken by the fullback when he could have just run the footy. Like, couldn't have been a less boring player if you tried. So I got to go on a rant about Townsend for a while, but as it pertains to, like, these two guys, is Savala and also Sandon, I really think it's Savala's spot, and, like, they see Savala as someone they're going to invest their time in. For, like, whether I agree with that or not, like, I think, like, I don't really know why Savala is someone that they prioritize over Sandon, because I think they're both good at young up-and-coming players. But yeah, Sandon's obviously on the way out, and I just don't think, like, I'm viewing Sandon Smith as a 1-week play at the moment, and Savala to me is someone that when he's fit will come straight back into that team, because they'll run with Savala and Sammy Walker. As much as if Trent Robinson gets what he wants, that's what they'll do. So,
but are you claiming for Savala then in that scenario, because there's very needy teams out there for halfbacks?
Look, if you need a halfback, yes, but do I want to claim for Hugo Savala? I prefer to not spend a claim, because he's he's still that sort of young player where he's shown he has good games here and there, but consistency's been the problem. Like he's a 35 to 45 around the corner a lot of the time. So if you need a halfback, I can understand the claim. I wouldn't be going super high on him. As for Sandon, like he's just like a low end claim for me as a 1 week play if you need a hooker or a halfback.
Okay.
If you need a halfback and you can manage to get both of these guys somehow, if you're in a league that's a bit quieter and they're both available, that's probably a good idea to try and handcuff both just to really lock it down. But for most people out there listening, I think Savala's the one that I think's got better job security going forward.
Yeah, don't mind the double free agent pickup if you're in a league that is a little less active because you will get one of them. And obviously a tough matchup this week. So our man captain rivalry, Evening Jets. Can Lemuelu get 80 minutes for finals? Yes. Yes is the answer. He is a waiver claim this week. He looked a magnificent last. Dolphins keep on keeping on. And Finifuiaki's a chance of missing all that. So you do. You claim him. You hope you got a third 2RF with upside. It's one of those ones. If you get done in round 26, obviously you might have to pivot away. But there's no guarantee Finifuiaki's back by around 26, and it may even coincide with the return of Cody Nikorima, so you've even got more potency in that Dolphins team. So I'd have him above Siwa Wong quite comfortably, unless you need a win this week.
Yep, I agree.
Solid.
All right, great question. Good to have you aboard, mate. Cowboys versus Dragons this week. The matchup that everyone's just absolutely waiting with bated breath for.
Geez, there's not much to talk about in this game. Like there is just dross.
I'll go quick. Murray Taulagi owners, don't even bother trying to replace him with anyone in this game. Keep going. Johnny Bateman's back. Woo, that's exciting to say for the 7th time this year. Good on you, Johnny. Yep. Dragons. Still no Christian Tuipulotu. Corey Allen is a very fortunate first grader based on most of what we've seen so far. I think his time has come and gone.
I can't tell you how close I was, boys. Like, I was so close to messaging our chat on the weekend of a list of, guys in NRL teams that shouldn't be in first grade. And obviously Chad was number 1 on the list. Corey Allen was a very close second to starting this list off.
Yeah, you couldn't say number 1 with a bullet for Chad when Corey Allen's doing. Did you see the one where he thought he was in the in goal and then just ran back and got tackled? I've never seen that before in any NRL game ever. And even the commentator actually giggled. Did you see it, Toddy? They actually laughed a little bit. They're like, buddy, you're about like a meter from
I enjoyed it so much. It just dived.
It was. He just goes, no, I'm out. I loved it so much. There you go. That was a moment. I'm also not really going to green light much here, boys. We're not talking about Emre. Clemmer's been just solid enough. Lucy, I think very harsh, even that he's up against the tribunal. Apparently, I don't know what for. That was brutal. That's it. Not talking about the game anymore.
Yeah.
Broncos v Eels. Here we go. There's a bit more to this. So Jesse Arthur's returns, boys. I do need to know. I think you both were in agreement that you think he's got something just because of the Bronx run and because they're, looking pretty good now. Right winger has not gone well this year, though. So can frame an argument. Do you still stick by that he's a good waiver claim, Todd?
Yeah, I think he's still going to give you that 4th-5 guy. any sort of matchup, there's every chance he scores a couple of meat pies. I think with the Broncos getting their full spine back now, they're going to look a lot better. Coming off a bye too, I'm all about Jesse Arthurs this week, especially up against Para.
Okay. Pivot for you, Simo?
Oh, he's a free agent for mine. I think Jesse Arthurs, he's going to be one of those guys that you can't trust in tricky matchups, but weeks like this where you think the Broncos at home against a weaker team, which they are this week, this is a game that if you're ever going to start Jesse Arthurs, this is it. So I wouldn't go as hard as a waiver, but free agent, have him as your rotational guy, chuck him in there. You might be the first guy you drop if you get into a bit of a roster pinch, but the guys like this are still valuable because you can rotate them in. So it's
free
pretty
agent
easy
for
on the
me.
Carters.
Yeah, don't like the right side. Katoni not really keen on passing. He's having one of those type of seasons because he's been great. The other one is the handcuff. I want to talk about the handcuff for Reece Walsh, boys. Now, it could easily be Jesse Arthurs, which means Arthurs needs to be owned. That's the other reason I agree with both of you. Free agent. I don't think it's a guarantee it's Selwyn because he wasn't great when he played there last.
He was
He
grim.
struggled. He looked really rough, actually. So I think I'd like to sit here and say stash Cobbo if you got the space, but I think it just makes more argument to, if you've got Walsh, maybe a very low end claim for Arthurs because he probably will play fullback. I don't know. But ask you quickly, just name me the fullback you think replaces Walsh if he went down Touchwood. Simo?
I still think it's Cobbo.
Todd?
Arthurs.
Okay. Jesus, a coin flip for me. The problem is it is a coin flip. That's what sucks about it so much. It's close.
As the season goes on, like I think my opinion will change every week that goes by because as Selwyn Cobbo's one gets closer and closer to being out the door, I can just see Madge Maguire just not even just going, all right, mate,
That's
you're
what
off.
I mean.
See you later. Like, look at Dylan Brown at Para. Like,
that's what I think. That's why I think Todd's that side of it, and that's why I'm thinking. And I think Mariner, Meso, g'day sir. Mariner has jumped Cobbo as back 5 option. They're off him. I agree. It's just Meso specifically with fullback is the only problem. Mariner obviously can't play fullback, but we think Arthur's likely to rotate in. So I think you're in agreement with Todd.
it depends how long he's out for. Like, if Walsh is out for the season, I don't think they can win the comp with Jesse Arthurs there. So, I'd say Cobbo there. If Walsh is out, with a niggling injury, I reckon they probably just go with Arthurs just as a bit of a Band-Aid situation. But if they're talking long-term in terms of their chance of winning the comp, yeah, I think that does factor into it for mine.
Captain Rivalry says, thanks, fellas. You are most welcome, good sir. A couple of other ones for me, just quick hitters. If Xavier Wilson was in fact dropped through the bye round, I really like him as a pickup with just a bit upside in your front row. I know he's probably not the slam dunk we were excited about on the edge at the start of the year, or mid part of the year. But I think there's something there. And Todgy, you wanted to quickly touch on the ascendancy of Jordan Ricky, mate. It doesn't have to be a hard sell, but I understand that the two are after discussion.
Yeah, I think he's on my roster now. I've had him for a couple of weeks, even held him through the bye. He's just punching out 50s the last 3 weeks, and with the spine back, we keep talking about spine back, but it's really important to have those guys back. I just think that with the Broncos run, he can be that 3-4 guy for you. That he's not going to kill you on any given week. It might be a 40, it might be a 45. But he's not going to barrel out like a Piacora probably will. Hence why I just think that Jordan Ricky is a perfect 4-5 guy that I'm going to keep on my roster anyway.
4-5? Jeez, if you keep...
sorry, 3-4.
There you go. That's all we are. Boys, help me out this one. The brain's not firing. Hizzo, hello, good sir. Just a quick one, boys. Tui is named in the cup for anyone sniffing around him.
Is it Tui Kamakamitha?
Well, Kamakamitha was...
Tuipulotu.
Christian Tuipulotu.
Christian Tuipulotu.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, so worthy of the waiver claim, boys, to take up the left now that Sione Finau is injured. Yeah, sorry, Hizzo, it's just, mate, if you've just joined, I'm having a battle tonight. But left winger for the Dragons, it's not as good with Val not there, let's be honest. The gloss has been taken off plenty now. Low end waiver, I'm still fine. He's still going to come in as a full CT dub with a bit upside, but I wouldn't. Yeah, he's not to go out and get as a necessity. Any disagreement there?
Nope.
That's fair.
All right, over to the Eels. The return of Mitch Moses, just too late for most people who've had him for the year. So, yeah, jog on, Mitch Moses. Been here from the start. Get well soon. Thanks, man. I'm all right. Jog on, Mitch Moses. You left it too late, son. The rest of it. Joash Papali'i. Now, him as a 5'8". No. That was real bad. It did not work. Do you have interest in him as a fullback now that we've lost Yongi, which is terrible because he's been fantastic, young Yongi, and I think he's one with a better parasite to start next year. Like obviously Moses hopefully being there and Lomax. He's one that we'll have to talk about at least as a good mid-range Jerome Buller type level guy, most likely. What do you think? Any interest? Joash?
In Joash?
Yeah, Joash. Yeah.
Look, he's one of those ones that obviously if you own Iongi, you're probably going to have a crack at him because you need someone in that position. In saying that, look, I'm going to assume that for most out there in a 10-man league, you're going to have 10 better fullback options. But then again, like if you're in if you add a flex to that, then he obviously becomes a lot more interesting. So he's probably someone I'd peg as like a mid to low, depending on team need. He's one of those guys that I think will grow into the NRL. He'll become a really good NRL player eventually, but from what I saw with him at 5'8", he's obviously, we all saw how like the growing pains. It was pretty rough.
It's rough.
Fullback is his position in terms of like he has played there. He came across from the Bulldogs and was playing fullback in New South Wales Cup last year. So hopefully he's more comfortable there, which would be good for him. So I think he'll be someone that's not like a massive runner of the footy like Iongi was, but hopefully he might have a bit more creativity possibly. Not to say that Iongi doesn't have that, but Joash might just have a bit more of a passing game at this point. So just in terms of what sort of play you're looking at, I think that's probably a fair way to describe them both. But yeah, mid to low for mine.
Yep, I like it. Worth a punt. If you've got Yongi with no other options, at least you've got the starter there for the Eels, and it's a waiver that'll be used for most, if not all, of the rest of the fantasy season. So yeah, good player, Yongi. Meso says Dean Hawkins at 5'8" over Dylan Brown was not on the bingo card. Is the correction there? Just give him his not. Yeah, I do agree with that. Ahmed John's on. Hello, John. Good to have you aboard, sir. Your man Razzle Simo. Hey, look who's back. G'day, lads.
Right, Razzle, get around it.
G'day, Razzle is what we say. And Meso, gone a bit early on the Bunnies game, but very relevant to this point. Meso says, you better be going Jai Gray at fullback with a waiver bid than Papali. I agree with that one. Both two decent options, but I guess people will be sniffing around. The Latrell loss, obviously a big one as well for owners.
Yeah, look, it's a good time to it's a good time to bring it up. Like I own Jai Gray because I own Latrell, and like am I looking at Joash Papali to add to my roster? Like no, not really, because I've got Jai Gray. I'd much prefer Jai Gray over what Joash will probably offer for what we think is 4 weeks, whereas Latrell's looking at like more the season as well. So yeah, Dec couldn't agree with that more. Jai Gray's a different stratosphere of waiver over Joash for mine.
Yeah, mate, I agree. Dom, our man's jumped in. The whole gang in the chat, we pumping tonight. Good to see. Plenty of live listeners. And then Hizzo, you guys touched on it, but odds a last-minute swap for Wong to Edge, classic Robbo gear. That's what I'd be hoping for if you pick up Siwa. I think he does some really good work there on the edge. I think there's a red-hot chance, mate. Yes, absolutely, I do. And poor Razzle. Simo, this reads like your rap sheet this year, mate. Oh, no, I was Kinney and I Yongi own a Jai Gray. It is just substitute Yongi for Latrell. You've had a very unfortunate season in that position, mate. Very rough.
Mate, Razzle, I feel your pain, mate.
Yeah. Dursto with us tonight. Hello, sir. Dursto in the house. Thoughts go out to one of my favourite athletes who did an MCL last week. Yes. Dino, rough chat. Toddy, hope you're well, mate.
Yep. Thanks, Dursto.
Are you MCL'd at the moment?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am.
Yeah. Well, I was going Tino, but also a similarly great athlete in Todd.
Same caliber of athlete, I heard.
You two compared in the same sentence. That's going to get you going, mate.
I'd wrestle him. Would be fun.
Jesus, you poor boy. Oh, boy. I don't care how much skill you've got in jiu-jitsu, mate. Tino might have you covered. All right. Just running through. Yeah, Hizzo, are you boys 23 to 26 finals? We are, sir. Would be good to have the show for bouncing ideas or the whips are cracking. Yeah, mate. We'll be going right through to the bitter end. John, yeah, Dursto, haha, that got the exact reaction I was after. Yeah, poor Tino. Back up to John. Hopefully we've steered you well so far with the classic and showing we can flex a little bit in that area. So John has asked, I only have one trade left and can either trade Colin Matangi for another 2RF or do I go trade Hugo Savala to someone playing this week? Colin Matangi for Olakawatu if you need another 2RF, mate, is a very good one. If you don't have Connor Watson, that's another one. You could go the pod in Huddy. Depends how much cash you got left. The other one, if you can move things around and pick up Dylan Edwards, given what he might do in that team to the Tigers this week. Yeah, it's one of those. Any other takers 2RF, boys, real quick?
No, I think you nailed the big boys.
Yeah, sell Kalama Matangi if you only got one trade left because he is the most expensive option you've got, so you can go to almost anybody. So,
yep,
sell him, get honestly whoever you want.
Just one thought, John, depending, if you're going for overall, mate, you may as well trade him now to get as much points as you can. If you're going for a head-to-head, maybe hang on to your trade and wait till you absolutely need it to try and, win a final. So good luck to you, sir. Let us know how you go. Please help, says John. Hopefully we did, mate. All right, just moving on down. Another question. I'm going to, we can go with this now. So Captain Rivalry, g'day, sir. Welcome aboard again. Good to have you, mate. Pick one for finals. KPP, Bateman, or Lemuelu?
Not Bateman.
If he plays all three, I've got Lemuelu clearly in front of those two. Like, not just coming off the 120, just because when he gets 80 minutes, he's been upside all season. So
Finifuliaki is missing from the Finns. Who else is injured? Who's left? Who's left to her after I can't think of that's missing?
Oren Keeley.
Keeley's he's injured.
No,
I think Oren's fine.
He's fine.
Sumo's giving us a beautiful look there. Someone take a screenshot of that for us.
Keeley
there he is.
Sorry, keep cutting out.
There he is.
Yeah, so Lemuelu is playing left with Keeley playing right 2RF.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened last week?
Yep.
So when Finifuliaki comes back, I guess the decision is, does Keeley go back to left second row and Lemuelu back to the bench?
He does. He does. It just depends on Finifuliaki's timing. It could easily be 27 or finals. It's close.
He's
scheduled for
weeks, right?
24, yeah. He's back around 24.
I thought there was a range.
3 more weeks out.
I thought there was a range. I thought it was 3 to 5. Is what I had read.
I did say he was a sell last week, KPP, but I think I'd go KPP because he's probably got better job security than Connolly.
He does.
I don't love it though. Like, I'd love to say Lemuelu because he's got the most upside of the group. I just be pretty cautious. I think he goes back to the bench, unfortunately.
Probably. It's an interesting one. Captain Rivalry says, look, if you're going to go the news that, Finifuliaki, is definitely straight in. It also depends on what you're after. If you get up to round 25 for Lemuelu, that could be better than KPP, and then you got to pivot in the grand final. So I have him in that order. It's up to take a risk on Lemuelu. KPP safer. I wouldn't want to start John Bateman if I could possibly help it. All right.
Yeah.
Return. Captain options this week. If you've got Dylan Edwards, get about him. I think Drinkwater is a decent shout as well, and a little sneaky pod. Well, you could also go Cleary if you've got him. Sneaky pod potentially could be Nico Hines, who's looked a bit better to actually go over the 100 mark this week. Thanks, John. Appreciate you joining, mate. Back to Dursto. If you have a guy like Fermor at CTW, could move me up and go a gun CTW2. Most certainly is an option to replace the 2RF. And Captain Rivalry says, thanks, Jets. All right, moving on forward to the Eels. So just quickly, we were touching on the options. Jermaine Hopgood will be out there in a lot of leagues, is playing FRF, finally did some work. Todza, you and I and Hopgood's been a terrible story this year, but there is maybe some light for some late season third 2RF value.
Boy, howdy. I mean, it's going to be rough to recommend. I know he got the minutes here. He travelled up towards about 60 minutes, I think, and we've seen his PPM be really good. Did look really good. I just wouldn't pull the trigger yet on Jermaine Hopgood. I think he looked good, but could easily go back to a 45-minute role in a prop rotation. So I'd be staying away or putting a low waiver claim if I was really needy at 2RF. But, I mean, he's burnt me so much this year. That could be me talking like going to be burnt.
I think lowish claim is okay. I think you won't be able to sit on it though. He'll at least be picked up probably at a low ebb. We've got Phoenix Star with us tonight. Welcome, Phoenix. Is asking Hopgood or Geimer. Now, Geimer has been killing it, but Geimer won't. I do not think he holds his spot next week. Pretty sure that you'll have Tuolagi comes in. But the only thing that I'm confused, so Jack Williams now moving into the back row with Hopgood in the forwards. They're both going to start somewhere. That's what I mean. It is good, really good for Hopgood, Simo. So maybe Geimer keeps his position even when Kelmer comes back next week.
If it all comes down to if Jermaine Hopgood can have Jack Williams playing on an edge, it's awesome for his value, because the problem with Hopgood is that Jackie Williams had been playing some edge and some prop. So he was going through the prop rotation, which then hurt Hopgood being a lock as well. Whereas if Jackie Williams can play essentially 80 minutes on an edge and not go through the front row rotation, then it'll be awesome for Jermaine Hopgood. So, well, yeah, what I think happens here is I agree with you. I think Geimer misses out eventually. Tuolangi comes back in, plays on that right edge, which then pushes Jackie Williams back up to the front row, which is not what Hopgood owners would want. So I view Hopgood as a pretty good start this week, but as soon as you see Kelmer back, not so keen.
I think it's bad for both. I think Geimer and Hopgood both miss out in the scenario you just said, Simo. So
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They both do.
Yeah.
All right, just moving on through Dursto. When Reds boy Tuolangi is back and Jack Willie potentially move, yeah, exactly what we were thinking, mate. It's potentially bad for both. Toddy Hizzo says, how's Toddy feeling about David Fafita now? Tough break, ankle injury, but he walked out of showers. All good. Bendezi sprayed him.
How good did Desi spray?
Oh my God, he really doesn't like David Fafita, does he? How dare you break your ankle, sir? Come on, mate. He's lost the dressing room, Desi. It's cool.
Oh yeah. It's cool. He just wanted to keep spraying him. He's got one more spray left in him this week, and then he's done.
I mean, he's got nothing else to lose, does he? Why not?
Desi's just cooked. I just think it's funny that Dave Fafita is scapegoated. A better coach would learn how to use his talents and skills. I'm just going to come out and say it. I've said this for quite some time now. I think any coach that's had him, whenever they've given him the right setup and the right, position, he's a superstar. I put that down to coaching myself. You really think that? Yeah, go for it.
I just don't know who looked at David Fafita last year playing on the left edge, killing it with Kelly and Cam Pereira. That was one of the most dangerous left edges they had in the comp. That Fafita, Kelly, Cam Pereira combo, and then they just go and move him to the right and piss him off, and it was working so well. I just don't know why you'd stuff around with that, but Jesse did it, and that's look at the result.
Prehistoric coaching says Dursto, Meso support for Hizzo. Haha, Hizzo. Really. Oh, and Meso just adding, this is a big one for Hopgood. Agree, Simo. Hopgood goes back into the Locklink rotation with Walker. It's bad for him and both. Agreed. Bailey Bailey drops her, Meso. A little bit of humble pie sometimes, mate. It's all right. Bailey was your big white hope. Sean Russell has leapfrogged Bailey, which, by the way, which surprised me in new packing order. I agree. I think Bailey's a better player myself, and for SuperCoach, we'd much rather Bailey be in there, mate. So we've got new first-time chat contributor in Kareem. Welcome, Kareem. Great to have you aboard, mate. Hey, boys, love the videos. Great shout-out, mate. Thank you. Hizzo, Fifi straight back in when Desi goes. I miss Holbrook. Agreed. Why'd they let Fogarty go? Agreed. Just so sad what they've done to the club. You've pretty much summarised a lot of the pain. I've got a mate who's a mad Titans fan, my boy Mally, and I tell you what, mate, it has been a painful listen to him on those train roads back from Rabinas. So yeah, tough stuff. All right, we'll jump back into the teams. So, just love Parramatta's hooker rotation, making it impossible to start any of them. Good segue here into the Titans. Jalen de Groot found some upside. Ignore. Mo Fotuaika might be going back on a bit of a run again. How exciting. Whatever.
Ignore.
Chrissy Randall, after losing a bit, is now back into being an absolute must-start option in either of the positions. Very good. Well done, Chris Randall Truthers. It's your time. Awesome. that was a really fun one to say out loud. The other one is Sam Verrill's probably getting back to a really good spot. Mate, Hizzo, Jolliffe, if you're listening to this potty, which I know you are, mate, Jolliffe has been owned for the last several weeks. He's one of my absolute just scrubbers that loves to do a job. He's a beast. Love the Jolliffe.
There's a few questions on Jolliffe, actually. I think there's one on X as well.
Yeah, mate.
So I'll try and find it. But yeah, I think you probably summed it up pretty well there. Like, he's probably should have been owned weeks ago.
Yeah.
How high a waiver for him, though, is probably more the question.
FRF with very limited upside. He went on a little try scoring run for me a couple of years ago, but they're not someone I'd be spending a high claim on. But if you're really needy and he's the final piece of your team, if you lost Tino, fine. Go maybe you can go a little bit higher.
He's pretty much going to average he's going to average a pretty solid 60 with Tino out, you'd imagine.
There it is. Boom.
So
get amongst it.
I think that's a pretty high waiver. To be fair,
is.
Like that.
It's just not a match winning 60 though. Like prioritizing FRFs, they're good. But again, if you're finalizing your team, he's going to be the best FRF out there by a mile. So yes.
Yeah, he's a great just chuck into your FRF2 and watch him just base you a pretty solid score. Like, he might not be number one waiver, but you'd be happy to take him like 3, 4, 5.
The owners of Halasima would just be licking their chops with the fact that Capewell remains in the centres. So keep starting him with confidence. He's obviously a very talented player, and he is going to be a massive part of our pre-season podcast next year, boys. I can tell you. I'm going to start hyping it now. We're going to go very hard on the pre-season and hype the shit out of this potty. There'll be some amazing pre-season content, and Halasima as a absolute way higher than where he went in drafts this year. He's looking like a great player.
Very hard is exactly how it was on Sunday afternoon at the Tony Lloyd residence, that's for sure. Holy Dilly. When he picked up the ball, he didn't even look for anybody else. He said, you know what? 6 blokes? No walkers.
Incredible.
Boom.
I had some messages, obviously being the resident Knights fan, I had messages like, oh no, it must be devastating and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's a game of no consequence, nor any of the games remaining in this season. So whatever, move on. Like,
surely there would have been a silver lining for you, Redford. Like, it's one nail closer to O'Brien getting the arse.
Oh, definitely. That's what I mean. Like, it's us winning. It doesn't. It's like we're essentially trying to tank to have a chance with a coach who actually knows what he's doing. So yeah.
Who's there to get that? That's the problem with all these coaches getting the sack. Who's there to get? Hane's the only one.
Brad Arthur.
I would, mate. If you said Josh Hane could finally get his go in the NRL, you sign me right the hell up. All day and every day.
Job,
Sure. I mean, Toddy Payton's probably on thinnish ice still as the season's gone. Hizzo's added Valmunga. I can't believe his production 35 minutes each week. He's a powerhouse. He's incredible.
What I'd pay to see your face, Redford, if they did sack O'Brien and then they hired Trent Barrett.
Didn't you say you would stop supporting them?
No, I'll do this. I would never stop supporting the Knights. I'm a loyal fella by nature. But I tell you this. Listeners, listen to me. I have never picket fenced in my life because I don't quite understand how it works apart from the union days. Credit to the unions back in the day. But I'll tell you this. I'll picket fence down in Newcastle till it's done. Don't put that in the universe, Simon, you piece of shit.
I'd love to see it. I'm just getting it out there.
What about
Dursto, swear there
Merculis?
was a
What about
report.
Merculis?
Swear there was a report saying he was getting the sack, and then 48 hours later, reports coming out saying they were forgot. I think this, Dursto, is because they forgot about the $2 million clause that my club signed with him, and they've gone, oh, that's right, we can't fire him because we'll go bankrupt. So, Dursto, it's an absolute shame KP's best year has been wasted on that crap coach. Yep. These comments aren't really helping any, so I'm just going to keep going.
On the was.
The was not really anything to talk about. It is what it is. We've recommended who you should get.
Green
Little
light
nice.
all the backs.
Say that again, mate.
Green light in most of the backs.
Yeah, very much so. Weak Titans defense. Get on board. If you're feeling frisky, even the bench options there like Laban and Valmanga, you probably could sneak into this one, mate. It's pretty brutal. Sean's back. I will quickly mention, I hope that listeners got on when we said get on the last couple of weeks, really, if he was dropped. I think he's an easy waiver claim, particularly if you're in a flex league, you could spend a number one. He's not an absolute out-and-out stud, but he's in that beautiful, Jerome Buller, Yongi type of range. So doesn't need expertise to recommend that one. All right. Scroll on down. Yep. Pretty good time to own a Panthers player.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Cleary back. I think you're going to be pretty happy. One that you might even get behind, who'll probably be out there because he's really not that great, is Isaac Tungo. Just quickly, green or red, Todzer?
Green. I like Tungo, man.
Sucks at SuperCoach. Simo?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he cracked 100 a couple of weeks ago, so...
He did.
Yeah, I'd still green light him as at least a 4.
Okay.
In this matchup, fire him up. All of them.
Yeah, he's like a 1-week special off free agency is kind of what we're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke Garner, Papali'i have held their spot. Now, as usual, the mystery man himself, I don't know anything about Scott Sorensen and what happened to him. What's he done this time? I can't find it.
Sorensen.
Yeah.
Apologies, listeners. We're not sure.
Interesting.
Because, yeah, it was one of the ones that was a bit surprising that he's just completely wiped off the team list at all. So
I got nothing. But what it does mean is that if you are on Luke Garner, that may have gone very well. The left side second row spot, if Sorensen is missing weeks, you're going to start him every week, and he is pretty good at football.
Yeah, and the CT dubs too. Thank you very much.
I just think he's a super underrated player in real life, and one of those ones that Penrith have is like an accessory. It's just amazing how they do it. So, good one there. Obviously, he'd already be owned. Papali'i would also be owned, I imagine. Obviously, another good start, especially in your FRF. So, fair play indeed.
He goes around some lock minutes old as Papali'i, doesn't he? Bloody getting based up in the lock spot. Holy.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. He had a good game again for SuperCoach. The other one, boys, we've talked about a little bit about handcuffs so far for some of the bigger players. You really need to own Brad Schneider if you're the Cleary owner, so at least you got something. It just gives you someone you can use. Pardon me. He's not amazing, but he's okay. Tigers, you said your man Terrell May, he was brilliant. I think our man John asked a question about captaining Terrell. I always prefer to go a little more upside personally, but he's a real safe, very, very safe option as your captain.
Yeah, very safe. Houses.
You're really not going to want to start too many, but I will also talk about his brother, Taylon May. That is some return. I still think you're going to be nervous starting him pretty much because he plays for the Tigers. However, has to be claimed if he's out there on the basis Tigers have a couple of softer matchups on the run home, but they do have a tough draw. So you're going to have to pick and choose. I think he's a good 4th, 5th for me, even though he looks amazing. If he was in a better team, we'd be talking about him as 2-3 bubble, maybe, like top 30, top 25.
Yeah.
Agreement, lads?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was playing where Casey McLean is right now.
Yeah,
he'd be number one claim. Boom. Anyway, I'm really not keen to start many of these boys. Any disagreement with me here?
Nah, not for me. For the Tigers, mate, I think you can set them on the pine.
It's not looking like their best team this week, the Tigers, is it? When you push Twal up to front row, Dewey playing 13, which he pretty much has never played. Like a back row of Sakar and Seyfarth is a bit how's your father? So, yeah, it's probably
Do you
looking like a
boys
Panthers cover.
notice that weird thing they were doing where Stafford Toa was drifting to wherever the hell he wanted to drift to? Or like
Yes.
trying in as a weird fullback?
Yes, I did notice
You know
that.
who can do that? Tommy Turbo can do that. Stafford Toa should not be doing that. He offered absolutely nothing on the sweep and basically just went missing the whole game. That's so stupid.
Yeah,
It was
but
really
he's been
weird.
good. He's been
Yeah,
really
no,
good on that
it's
right
really good.
centre with that nice little flick pass thing that he does. Yeah, it's a weird one. He's becoming harder and harder to start, our man Stafford Todzer, after a great start to the year.
I'm expecting to see him on the sweep, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Now, the reason why I recommended maybe Nico as a captain this week is, my goodness, this South team. Holy mother of pearl. Whew, this is rough chat. And unless Lewis Dodd has been hiding a very, very good game there, which seems doubtful, you're going to start most of the Sharks, and I'm even talking about, like, if you want to get right game, buy low Adam Fanua-Blake, who's been not very good in recent times. I mean, Billy Burns, 1 week special for Nickera. If you really need the replacement, that's absolutely fine. Just do that based on team need, listeners. You can't know for sure. We can't know for sure your own situation, but if you need a third, he's absolutely fine, and there's probably hit some upside as well, to be fair. Yeah, that's pretty easy. The Bunnies, I've said it before, they don't play the grand final. I want, like, literally this much to do with them. Like, Talos Duncan torpedoed in the centres. Yeah, it's just it's a tale of woe, really.
Duncan's the only one. Well, yeah, we have to talk about Jota Gray as well. I mean, he's going to be someone that Latrell owners go to as someone look to start. Youngie owners will go to him, and rightfully so. We mentioned this earlier, that like just his sheer runs. He gets through lots of work. He's got a likely type. Southcote will probably get flogged in most games, but he'll just keep trying. So you hope with Jai Gray is that he bases enough that he can junk time a try assist or a line break, or obviously if he try for kick or something, just to sort of keep you afloat. So Jai Gray's someone that will be picked up pretty universally this week.
I agree, matey. Yeah, fullback available player who is very good floor because he works hard. Probably one attacking stat a game is still possible, even if it's garbage time. So fair play. Meso says the kid Ashton in the 17 shirt is coming in. I reckon they're just protecting him from the media. No way Ryan Gray and a half makes the bench. That's a very fair point. Dursto adds things to do with AJ. Somehow keeps churning out scores in this hodgepodge South side that keeps changing. Yeah, it's a testament to the man. He's great finishing. He has just re-signed for 2 more years, which pretty much, if he can stay injury-free, will lock in the break of the record. There's a little bit of the Matt Hayden taking the world record test score against Zimbabwe, that for me, but it's still a pretty cool thing. So fair play to the South African who declared as well.
Rough chat on AJ, hey? That is rough.
You've done AJ dirty there.
That is rough.
I don't think comparing him to one of the greats of the game's record in an era like that is. I think I've just got a preference. I like Brian Lara having that record again. I like the South African declaring. That's just my opinion, but still think he's awesome, and I love that he keeps going. So, Meso, yeah, good show, AJ. So showing class.
I agree with you. I agree with you in the cricket sense, but like, there's a difference. Like top scoring against Zimbabwe, but Alex Johnson's scored all these tries against like quality NRL opposition his whole career. Like, it's surely you want him to break the record.
Garbage era, garbage players, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking shit. Here's like Benji's cooking, lol, bizarre.
It's like he did against New South Wales Cup his whole career. That's what Matthew Hayden did.
Mate, can he do it on a cold day in Stoke? That's what I like. All right. Sure to get some chat amongst the listeners there. Tell us if you're a fan of AJ getting the record, boys. I'm a massive AJ fan. I love it. But he needs Latrell to come back next year. Dursto said, man's got the fishing rod out. Meso says, AJ the professional. Sari Capira. AJ is not Mulder. Very good. All right. That's really it. Sean Kepi starting in the 10 all year with Totola up front. What a front row. SportsFANS to the one you've all been waiting for. The Raiders versus the Knights. Sunday, 2 p.m. in Canberra. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. I heard about this, Meso. Brian Lara called up Mulder and told him he should have kept batting. Yeah, of course he is, because it's great to say that now that he still holds the record. Afterwards, you'd have seen him looking like head like a beaten favourite, shall we say. I'm just all about I like the all-time greats having all-time records. There's something about that that's kind of cool. But I guess the spike stuff and longevity stuff, it's like if you said to me, who's the better set of Andrew Johns and Cam Smith? I don't even think it's remotely close, but there's the longevity versus the peak performance argument. So that's just me.
Did you open a can of worms here, mate?
It's fun. That's what we do, mate, on a potty. We share some crazy opinions when we're spinning, and we take the heat. All right, Raiders v Knights. You don't keep the listeners from this exciting game.
Speaking of cricket, here comes a score.
Mate, I thought your Wars were actually going to turn up and put us to the sword, and you did not play very well.
True.
Surely we don't get away with that 2 weeks in a row. So I will be trying an exotic multi to try and win some big bucks on this game.
Yeah, Jed Stewart. He's in danger of breaking the record in this one.
Jed Stewart. You got to start him this week. If he's out there and you need a win, he's just start him. 100% start him. If he somehow flops for you, you've still risked winning your week. My goodness. Dursto absolutely just crushing it here in the chat with 2 weeks in a row. Now, what he did there is you've made a joke about KO weeks and 2 weeks in a row, Dursto.
It's clever from you, mate.
That's a bit of... I'm glad I figured that one out. Jed Stewart, get on him. Sasangi, our man in the centres. I wouldn't normally say yes, but to be honest, 80 minutes of Sasangi against that Knights team, I actually think there's a red hot chance he crosses the stripe. So I'm an okay as a third 2RF.
Dominic Young and Greg Marju, great defensive wingers, aren't they?
Wonderful. Especially under the high ball, never drop it. Sasangi could be gold, says Meso. And smooth brain vibes from Durst. No, mate. No, just having a bit of fun, bit of bants. Quality work from you. So the rest of the Raiders, I'm just trying to look for anyone that's not normally a starter because you're green lighting all of them. Even Ethan Strange, if he's your marginal 5/8, surely he dances through the middle of that pack and scores at some point too.
Yeah, it's got an Ethan Strange 3 tries this game coming up.
Yeah, he likes that work. Now, over to the Knights, rest of season again. I mean, Phoenix, if you're desperate for a floor score at halfback, will probably do just enough. He did it again. We thought Frizzell would torpedo him, but he was all right. Don't know what's happening with Jacob Saifidi and Leo Thompson, what could have been. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, that's it. We're not Jermaine McEwen. Anything?
Put out a 50 on the weekend at 80 minutes. Probably look at that spot lockdown now for the rest of the season. So one of those guys with that Jordan Ricky, Dylan Walker, Charlie Geimer era where you can maybe play every now and then.
Yep.
He's someone to talk about next year. McEwen. That'll be his spot.
Mm-hmm.
The Gags
one of them will be. Obviously, Lucas will be back in one, but yeah, the other one, McEwen.
Shout out to Gags who won't be re-signed apparently, even though he's the one player with Leo who's putting in each week. So love that for the club. Cool. Bulldogs versus Seagulls to round things out in what is a pretty big match for the Seagulls after a surprise victory down there in Melbourne. Crazy. Just saw Meso's comment there. Thomas Cant fell away quite badly this season. He really did. Real shame. Could be still a SuperCoach guy if he ever gets more minutes. But yeah, the Seagulls, I loved what I saw. They had that grit and determination that's not normally there in Seabold teams. Lord knows what they turn up with this week, but I mean, they're right there. They're right on the edge of a top 8. So I guess they're playing for it against a shaky-ish Dogs. Obviously winning it late. Credit to Lockie Galvin for the pass at the end. Very classily done.
Don't say that too loud, mate. Don't say that too loud. The bloody community will be all up you. Oh, he's topped it, eh?
Good on him. Good on him for that. Beautiful work from Lockie. Rose above it to seal the game, essentially. Shout out to Ruben Garrick. And I think this was mentioned on That chase he did to force that conversion out wide. Danny Kemp, and I was talking about it this week. Like that is literally ran, like as Kemp says, he ran like nearly a couple 100 meters across the field to affect that, which essentially kept him in front. Incredible, just incredible. So enjoy him being the SuperCoach stud that he is, because obviously with Fogarty coming in, it kind of hurts. Kind of hurts. All right, boys. I think everyone that should be owned here, but for those who might need FRF coverage, we've been saying TKO, for a couple of weeks. He's really got into quite a solid space of that 50-ish, 55 now, and I quite like it. Just a free agent pickup there, but Ola Kawatu is back. We aren't going to have to sit here and tell you to pick him up if he's out there. Like, if someone somehow dropped him, well, what the hell
news.
are they doing?
Yep.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Good player.
Good player. You know, it's a real boost for DCE's run home as well. So if there's a sneaky little buy low on a DCE or Ola Kawatu, I'm actually about that. I think that's a pretty cool little attempt. Someone might be pretty frustrated there. Looking over at the Dogs, Tuala in the centres, that was an absolute disaster. The left wing is there for his for most of the SuperCoach season, I think. Tries will just fall like they did for Montoya, so I still think he's an okay 4th, 5th.
Surprised he got the start over Renakama, eh? Like, Renakama, I thought from the eye test looked pretty good, but to get Tuala, 12 club Tuala.
Well, I think Tuala picked, mate, because just defensively, I don't know. Renakama may be okay defensively, but Tuala does have defensive centre chops, so it makes him probably a bit more solid. And let's be honest, with that Bulldogs attack, mate, you're just going to roll over the try line, aren't you? A few times if you're the left winger.
Yeah, true.
Decent argument. Certainly decent argument from you, but I do get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That's really it for the Dogs. So you're looking at that would be available.
Yeah, it's not much in this game, really.
Sad. Very sad. Down, gone. Hamstring. All right. That's it for the lineups this week. Any questions out there on X, please, Simo? And if they're Jolliffe related, I'm already got a raging semi.
Yes, we've hit the Jolliffe one, so keep that semi up.
Beautiful.
We have a couple we've already covered. Joash Papali or Jai Gray, who's better cover? Just a one-word answer, Toddy.
Jai.
Redford.
Joash.
Joash.
I've changed. Yeah, actually, I want Joash there. I want a chance of the upside with Para. I don't want South.
Jeez. Interesting. Time to turf David Fafita.
Yeah.
Gone. Pick a replacement for. So he's lost Nikora and Keon Kalamatongi. So pretty rough run for Adam here. Siwa Wong, McEwen, Hopgood, or Bateman?
Siwa. Easy.
Yeah, I'd say Wong as well. In saying that, I think Hopgood will outscore him this week, but rest of season, Wong for sure.
It's a decent shout. Yep.
Can't go wrong.
Choose who to start this week out of Marju, Jenkins, Taylor May.
Jenkins.
And
then the country mile.
And then this much of a gap.
Followed by a massive ocean.
If you're against Jenkins this week, I don't know how aggressively I'd have him in the CT Dub boys, but it's up there.
The Milky Bar, dude, he's about to just.
Well, it's got a hat trick waiting to happen, isn't it?
Does.
We've got a 4-try game earlier this year.
I would just say with Cleary back, though, I think the To'o owner, if they're getting itchy feet and you think they're worried about the injury or something, if there's a buy low window out there, listeners, just sneak on in there and enjoy the rest of the season.
Yep. Start one this week, Nickel Clockstad or Jai Gray?
Nickel Clockstad.
Rockstar.
I agree. And I think that is it for X.
I'll jump in the middle here. We've got Alexander Downey. Welcome back, good sir. Hey, boys. Appreciate your opinion on 5/8 cover for money. Some of these names are tough to stomach. Flanagan, Brooks, Trindle, Wishart, Bunt, Foran.
Is
Wishart is the standout for me here, boys, because of the potential, right?
Yeah, I don't hate Flanagan either, to be fair. Like, he's kicking goals now, playing halfback. All the attack goes through him. Like, King Tongi does a little bit, but pretty much his flange. Like, he's not sexy, but to me, they're the top two. Like, Wishart by far, and then Flanagan. If I had to pick someone from the rest, like, Trindle has a good matchup against South, so probably go that way. I don't want to start four under any circumstances. Ben Hunt's probably similar until we see otherwise. So that's my answer for the clear top three there.
Yeah, you can get around those two. Yeah, I can live with if you're frisky, you need to get hit upside like that. Maybe this is a game where Bunt does get the minutes in the try. Like that's your lottery ticket out of that bunch outside Wishart. Good stuff, mate. Thank you. Todd, me up. The Book of Face, good sir.
Yes, mate. Book of Face. Actually, quite a few. Actually, two people. A few questions. Here we go. Vance Smith, he says, we're playing finals now, and he's just lost Iongi, CNK versus Jai Gray. I think we were all on the CNK.
Mm-hmm.
He also says that we've just answered that one. Time to drop for feeder. Yes, it is. Willison versus Polo, Junior Polo.
Paulo.
Big Junes. Redford?
Doesn't say rest of season or this week, does it?
No, it does not.
Does it matter?
Yeah. Fine. I'll go Bolo.
Big Junes all round. Burns versus Talakai this week. I assume that's Braden Burns.
Braden Burgee. I mean, I'd say it's likely that one of them will cross in that matchup. So that's a coin flip for me. That's a tough one.
Braden Burns has been sneaky 50s last
I would
weeks.
take Braden Burns personally.
I would, Simo. It's one of those ones, again, if you want to really just try and break the bank and go for like a 2-try monster, there's a lot of upside to be had there for Talakai this week in that matchup. Razzle, Kinney officially out for the season. Yes, he is. Mr. Downey says, thanks, lads. Love your work. No dramas. Good, sir. Thank you for the question. Moving forward. Oh, Meso. Can you rank Munro, Sasangi, Burns, and Derby for this week?
Yes, I will go Burns,
Yes.
Sasangi,
Yes.
Derby.
Yep.
My neighbour's cat, and then Munro.
Wait, quick your neighbour's cat, though. Real quick.
Pretty agile.
Love it.
Not as fast as Tyrone Munro, though.
Love it. He's fast. He got that going for him. Razzle, Wong versus Radley, rest of season. Siwa, Wong for that one. Yeah. All right, Sodza, continue, mate. Sorry, a few questions.
Yeah, back to the Book of Face. Righto.
We are, mate. Sorry about that.
Last one from Vance, mate. With Talis Duncan named as centers, would you play the horse over him or waiver Wong, Aiken, or Burns to play over him? He's also a Wilton owner, so.
Horse.
Yeah, horse or Siwa Wong?
Horse.
Yep.
Horse. Yeah, fair.
Great matchup. Chance of upside. Yep.
Last one here from Dom. He says, hey, Potty, love the Toddy. D-Fifi owner plus Curran must win this week. Need an FRF and a 2RF from waivers. 1 week play, high scorers. I think we love Jolliffe.
You hope Jolliffe's out there, but I assume he's not.
Huge get.
Who's some left field ones that might be out there?
FRF is tough.
Got Willison could easily be out there.
Willison's a good shout for a sneaky bit upside too.
If you want to go even deeper, Josh Papali at home against Newcastle is asking to barge over. So
I just presumed he was owned.
Takiaho.
I just presume he's owned.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking. I mean, would Papali be owned in leagues where Willison's not? Like, I don't know.
It's pretty close. They're on that like bubble. We're not Dursto. We're not recommending Griffin Neem, mate.
Griffin Neem.
Satola will get minutes, but no one will care, mate. So, but fair. He's actually been trending up around about 52. But you may as well go Takiaho if you're going to go him. Yeah, Burns, Cal. G'day, Cal. Billy Burns as a 1 week RF, absolutely great 1 weeker. Big fan.
Lovely. And then 2RF for Dom. 2RF for Dom.
We've said a few tonight, I think, for Dom that are enough of an option, right?
Yeah, we said a
Like-
few.
Siwa, Burns, Hopgood. G'day, says Cal.
Any
G'day,
love for
Cal.
Dylan Walker? He's on my roster. Any love for D Walks?
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Last question here. How much will Chelsea beat Arsenal by? Plenty is the answer to that one. So that's all the questions from the Book of Face. Shout out Durston.
Reversal on the ladder next year, it would seem. Yes, I'm with you on that one, Todd. He's got to keep Cole Palmer happy, mate.
Yeah, boy. Cole.
All right. That's us. Listeners, thanks heaps for tuning in tonight. Had some great numbers. Potty is sneaking up there in viewership, so please keep spreading the love. Many subscribers and likes we can get. Give us a shot at least getting some sort of sneaky bit of advertising or something on to at least keep running costs under wraps, because there's a bit of cost with the streaming service and whatnot. But we love bringing it to you, listeners, and love to see the regulars tuning in. So yeah, good stuff. We got through. Simo, thank you very much for your expertise, sir, as I struggle over my words here.
No, thanks, boy. Happy to be here. It's we're getting the nitty gritty of draft season, so yeah, I love the fact that everyone's tuning in and asking questions, because yeah, it's obviously a busy time and means a lot for us to give good advice and get people in finals.
Absolutely. Hopefully, we want to hear about your finals appearances as well, listeners. So please send messages in via X or Facebook. Thodza, bringing the sexy back as always, mate, and that gorgeous purple LSU jersey. Good from you.
Yes, mate. Yeah, thank you. Been a fun wee potty tonight. So yeah, looking forward to the weekend.
All right, listeners, thank you very much. Good luck for those who are battling for finals. And as always, get that BDE India. Oh, yeah.